it's Gessie again, sorry. In this video I'm going to show you how to make Liza's witch hat from Genshin Impact. It's a very simple, straightforward technique, and if you want to see how to make another witch hat, like the basic witch hat or sorting hat, then I made another video just before Halloween. And about the other projects, I'm going to continue the weeks, the Demon Slayer weeks, as soon as I get the materials, just because I've been asked a couple of times to make those. And my cat is just reading the Ottoman. Yes, Helena. Hi, so say hi to my keen assistant, Helena. She's from the house Ravenclaw, because she's Helena Ravenclaw. So it's going to be a very straightforward, simple tutorial. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comment section. I know that I have some trouble with explaining the process, but on my native language I have the same problem, but I try to show everything on camera to make it easier to understand. And yeah, and you can find the sewing patterns on my Instagram. Now, just for the witch hat. Yeah. But I'm going to upload everything as soon as possible. I just still don't have a scanner. Oh, look at that face. Let's go. So hey, Audio Cassie is here. Now I'm going to explain how you can make the hat, but I think it's going to be pretty visible on the video, just I wanted to add some audio commentary. First you need to cut every pieces out from hard paper and fabric. You need only one cone and one narrow long piece, and 4 times the edge rings. My edge rings on the bottom side are a little smaller from the fabric, because I had just enough fabric to cover the hat on the outside and make the dress, because I was working from a leftover fabric. But if you have enough, then it's better if you have the same size, because then you don't have to fill the gaps on the bottom. But it's not going to be visible anyway, because the white kind of lacy pattern on the bottom. And also it's important to cover at least 1 or 2 layers of tape your old paper shape, because that makes the hat stronger and also waterproof. And if you live in the UK, then it's going to be handy, because for outdoor shots it's better to protect the hat. The inside circle needs to be a little bigger, because on the edge rings, because you have to connect these pieces to the cone. And when you are done with the covering, you can do it with hot glue gun, as I did on the edge rings, but you can also sew it by a sewing machine or by hand. I think the hot glue gun method is much easier and faster. And also, before covering, just add the binding ribbons to the side. And then first you have to fix the paper to paper. And when you are done, then fix the fabric to the base with hot glue gun. And just one fact, this galaxy pattern, the duct tape, is something what I bought when I first came to Edinburgh, like 7 or 8 years ago. And I still have this roll of duct tape, because it just looks so nice, and I wanted to keep it because it's gonna be good for something. And yeah, it became good for something. I used this version to make the hat, the witch hat, many years ago, first time for a Yamuraiha cosplay from the Labyrinth I don't remember the full title, it was so long ago, but that was made just on the same way as this one. The only difference was that I didn't make the narrow shaped stuff on the bottom of the cone. It was basically just a cone and just a big ring covered with tape and fabric. When you fix the two edge rings, then fix them to each other as well with hot glue gun. And then cover the cone with the fabric, and again hot glue gun. Be sure that the sewing line is on the back. And I don't know why, but I use the same sewing patterns for the paper shapes and for the fabrics, but as you can see, the fabric cone became a little bigger than the paper cone. But it's always better if your fabric is bigger than smaller. And when it's done, you can hide all the connections with the narrow, long fabric. It's not going to be visible anyway, just on a little part on the front, because there's going to be the belt, strap, whatever on the edge of the cone. The black one with the small golden triangles. I don't have a video about that, but that's very simple. I didn't feel that I should do a video. It's just a faux leather strap sewed to another piece of fabric, and the small triangles made from leftover Worbla. Plus I used a little piece of string from a never finished but started Blade and Soul cosplay, but that one is still on Hungary, so yeah, I don't know that I can finish it at all in the future. Hopefully yes, but anyway, I had that piece of string from the Blade and Soul cosplay. For the roses, I used the same technique what I used also many moons ago for an Aeon cosplay. I finished it in 2013, but it was a very long work. Like I spent almost 2 years of work because, yeah, I was kind of crazy and I wanted to cover the surface with small beads, but at the end it was just like snow. I mean, the corset in sunshine, it was sparkling like snow. So. And in game you can see this texture on the armor, so I want it to be very, very accurate. For the roses, in this case I could use foam clay. In 2013 it wasn't a thing. There was no Worbla at all, just Wonderflex at the time. But now you can get foam clay, or you can use simply air drying clay, just use a lightweight version. And I hope that the making of the petals are visible on the camera. I try to record it from more angles, just the autofocus was sometimes against me. That's why I put more records into this video, because I wanted to show exactly how to shape the petals. And with the foam clay you don't have to wait for too long, because it dries pretty quickly, like not in hours, but like I think in half an hour it's already dry enough. With the hat rose, I didn't wait at all. Just in this case you have to handle very gently the pieces. If you want to make the foam clay a little more sticky, then just add some water. A few drops is enough. And also it's important with the petals that on one side every petal needs to cover the next one. Like they have to go all the way around in a spiral pattern to make it more natural. Or if you want to go very easily and fast, then you can use already existing artificial flowers. I wanted to shape them on my own because this is really my shtick to make flowers, and I cannot resist to flowery cosplays. I really want to do more. The craft foam petals were made on the same way, like I shaped with my fingers on the same way as the foam clay, but for that you need a heat gun, and you just have to heat it up for 5 to 10 seconds, and then the foam going to be soft enough to make this shape. That one is the most easy, straightforward, fast solution, and I think it's a little better to do that because you can buy craft foam basically anywhere in every hobby or art stores. But foam clay is a little more unique stuff, and as I experienced, you cannot get it from stores, so you have to order. And when all the roses are done, then you just have to paint them into the color what you like. For the lantern, I use simply EVA foam and hot glue gun. You can use contact cement as well, but hot glue gun I think perfectly fine for this because you just have to add some little dots and it dries very quickly. And when this little cup was done, I just covered the top because there was a little gap between the top of the lantern and this wire hoop. The puffy details on the edges, on these little golden pieces, are just simply 3D paint. My cat has the real tortitude and she is very needy and sticky and just likes to be next to me when I'm working on something. She's my little assistant. And she likes to do this stretching. The white lacy stuff on the bottom was made from two pieces of A3 sized craft foam, and I just draw the pattern on the surface. I carved into the foam the smaller patterns, the silver pieces, because to add some texture, whatever. It's not necessary, I just felt it fancy. Um, you can use fabric for this as well, and the extra decoration on the cone was made from fabric, and I hardened it with a layer of Vetex, and then just add zigzag stitch on the sides. And when I was fully done with that, I just fixed to the cone with fabric glue. These two little pieces, the last decorations on the head, was made only from craft foam, and because I love these sparkly shiny things, I added some sequins and glitters. It's not necessary, just if you fancy, then you can add those. And I think that's all. There is nothing extra what you have to know. It's a very simple hat, a little tedious because, like, adding the binding ribbons to the edge rings in the beginning took me at least 40-50 minutes on each side. So yeah, that's not the fastest way, but if you want to have a nice clean finish, then you have to spend some time. And fun fact, the rose inside the lantern was a rose used for a costume 12 years ago. And thank you for watching. If you have any questions about this hat or in any other cosplays, then feel free to ask me in the comment section. And if you like the video, please give a like, a thumbs up, and if you're interested of my future content, then just subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next one. Bye.